Over the next 10 minutes, we're going to give you hints and tips to help you save money on your UK rail travel. Sharing years of experience and hours of research.
We also have advice to hopefully make your journey smoother.
I'm John.
And I'm Lou from Independent Travel Reviews. Now on this channel we offer unbiased travel tips and advice.
Travelling by train in the UK can be a pleasant and cost-effective experience, but it can also be marred by frustrations and a feeling that you aren't getting value for money.
So whether you are a seasoned rail traveller, just an occasional user, or a visitor to the UK, here are 10 tips to ease the pain.
Tip 1. How you research, book and pay for your travel can make a massive difference, and any Google search will point you to literally dozens of sites offering rail ticket bookings and discounts. Based on our experience and research, we'd recommend focusing on 3 resources. The first is the National Rail website.
Now, we don't book travel from here, but it does generally act as a good look-up facility for train times and live departure and arrival information. Installing the app on your phone can give you a quick go-to place to look up things train related.
Our other 2 sites share a common algorithm, but serve the results of searches up slightly differently and offer a good balance of what we are looking for. The best value for money fares, lots of choice, and this is why they stand out. They frequently manage to find even straight through fares which other sites miss, including availability of cheaper advanced fares that don't get shown even on train operators' own sites.
These are Split My Fare and the Rail Forum's website. Unlike the train line, they don't charge transaction fees for straightforward journeys. We have found their customer service to be excellent.
Tip 2. Next, we'd recommend researching something called split ticketing. This can save a big percentage on some rail journeys.
Now, it's not always going to throw up a saving, and when it does, you'll sometimes, but by no means always, find that you need to use slower journeys or accept more connections. But we have used it extensively over the past 5 years or so.
The way it works is that rather than buy one ticket for your journey from A to B, you buy tickets for 2 or more legs within that journey. These 2 websites we mentioned both have complex algorithms built in that crunch dozens of different combinations in a second or so and present you with options for your journey.
Now, because this in itself is quite a complex subject, we have a separate video on split ticketing, but on the screen now are some key principles that you need to know.
Perhaps the most important is that your train must stop, not just pass through, but stop at all the stations on your split ticket journey. So for our example of Reading to Wolverhampton, you must travel on a train that stops at Banbury, Leamington Spa and Coventry.
Tip 3 is to book ahead if you can to benefit from advanced fares. These can save you money, but you do need to be aware that they are usually non-refundable and less flexible than other ticket types. You must travel on the train on which you are booked, otherwise you could be required to pay for a full fare ticket or even get issued with a penalty fare notice.
If your advanced ticket involves a change of train and you miss a connection due to a previous train being delayed or cancelled, then you should be able to use the next alternative, but we'd recommend always checking with the guard or station staff explaining your situation before boarding a new train.
Advanced fares will typically be available between 8 and 12 weeks in advance. If you're really keen to get your ticket booked, just check that advanced tickets have been loaded for your route. Otherwise, book too soon and you could end up paying lots more. Something that many people don't realise is that advanced fares from some train operators can be purchased as little as 10 minutes before departure. So even if your decision to travel is spur of the moment, then it's worth checking our 2 recommended websites for last-minute advance options.
Advanced tickets do allow you to make changes, but they must be done before departure. This is not on the train itself, and there's generally an admin fee of around £10.
The 2 websites that we recommend may also offer something called split advance tickets, and these can be really useful when no advance ticket is available on your straight-through journey from A to B, but it is by splitting the ticket into 2 or more legs.
At this point, we we should make it clear that we get no benefit from pointing you towards these particular websites.
But all we would ask, though, is to consider subscribing to our lovely channel by the button here and consider liking this video.
Tip 4. Is a rail card worth it for you? They give you 1/3 off many but not all fares, and most rail cards cost around £30 for 1 year or £70 for 3 years, but you will sometimes get special offers. Trip.com, for example, frequently offers discounts on rail card purchases, offering up to 34% off, so you'd get a year for £20.
Be aware that the tickets on which rail cards offer discounts are not consistent. For example, the Network rail card, valid in the southeast of England, does not offer discounts on advance tickets, but the Two Together rail card does. Rail cards are available for pretty much everyone in some shape or form, ranging from young people through to seniors, couples, and those with disabilities. You don't have to be a UK citizen or resident to buy a rail card, and they can generally be purchased from outside the UK.
Next, consider promotional or other special fares that even our recommended websites don't pick up. Avanti West Coast has something called Superfare, where you can travel by fast trains on their network very cheaply. But the catch is that you must book at least 7 days ahead, and they only tell you which train you are allocated 24 hours in advance.
It's a kind of standby system. The day is broken into morning, afternoon, and evening, and it won't suit everyone, but it does make for incredibly cheap train travel on quick trains if you can be super flexible. Similarly, via an app called SeatFrog, which we'll also mention in the first class section, tip 7, you can bid for cheap tickets on East Midlands trains and TransPennine Express. It calls these secret fares.
Eurostar also offers a last-minute deal on trains to Brussels, with fares priced at around £45. To find other pop-up promotions, we look on the Rail Forum's website, where they typically get picked up and listed. The address is on the screen and in the video description.
Next, look for sites that offer cashback on rail ticket or rail-related purchases.
At the time of filming, Uber offers a 10% Uber credit for train and coach purchases made via its app. This credit can be used for Uber rides or further train ticket purchases. Tip 7. If you want to travel in comfort, then as well as advanced first-class fares, you can buy a standard ticket and then upgrade in a couple of ways.
Probably the best known is Weekend First. This is where you can sit in first class for payment of an onboard supplement which varies from operator to operator. These are subject to space and available for weekend and public holiday travel, and you'll need to either ask the guard the fare, or for some train operators the supplement is listed on their websites.
Avanti West Coast now offers a product called Standard Premium, which is effectively a first-class seat but without the free catering. You can upgrade via their website or on the train itself, and the supplement varies from £17.50 to £35 depending on the length of journey. This is available on any train that offers Standard Premium and is, in our view, excellent value.
We mentioned SeatFrog earlier, and this app also comes in useful if you want to bid for or purchase an upgrade from standard to first class. It allows you to bid for an upgrade on a number of routes, and generally it will tell you just before departure if your bid has been accepted, although there are reports of bids being accepted earlier in some cases.
Again, these can be great value for money, especially for longer journeys. But remember, if you want to be sure of travelling in a more comfy seat, then you need to book a first class fare in the first place. All of the above are subject to space, and offers can be withdrawn quickly if there is disruption. Tip 8. Claim delay repay if it's appropriate.
If arrival at your final destination is delayed by 15 minutes or more, then you're entitled to compensation, whatever the cause of the delay. The level of compensation is determined by the length of delay, and if you're on a split ticket, your compensation is for the whole journey from start to finish, provided that your tickets all create one journey when combined together. Most train operators are set up for online delay repay and allow you to input more than one ticket. Our advice is to work out which operator actually caused the delay and put the claim into them in the first place.
Finally, we promise ways of making your journey smoother. In an era where strikes, cancellation and delays seem more common than on-time trains, it can help to be a bit ahead of the game when it comes to train travel. So, if you've got time and inclination, you might want to keep an eye on how your train is running so that you can have a plan B up your sleeve. Tracking train progress is now easier than ever, and here are 3 websites that might come in handy.
First, there's the National Rail website, which offers train progress updates under the live departures and arrivals section. You can drill down to see call-in points for a train and if it's on time. This is especially useful for catching connections.
Second, there's a site called Real-Time Trains, which gives a bit more information, including sometimes the formation of the train, so that you can decide which bit of the platform to wait on. This site can also be useful in revealing platform information at busy stations before it shows on platform indicators. Just be aware that they do sometimes make last-minute changes, so keep a close eye out. A site called Tracksy, which, if we're honest, is a bit geeky, but good fun if you're bored and want to go into a bit more depth. This can show you track maps around stations or junctions, and you can track the progress of your own train if you're so inclined. Finally, we use a brilliant site called Seat 61, which covers in detail train travel literally all over the world, but has a comprehensive section on the UK. It's incredibly well researched, kept up to date, and offers fantastic advice whichever country you're travelling in.
So that's it. The UK rail fare system is quite complex and can be expensive for the unwary. Hopefully, we've given you some options to simplify it and get better value. Happy travels, and thanks for watching.